It is time now for another edition of River City Reads, featuring our friend Liz Morgan, who is Buzzgirl Books. Hi, Liz.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Always. Well, you always send over an advance list of the books we're going to discuss, and the titles have me intrigued. So with no further ado, let's talk about August reads. And then, of course, we always wrap up with something to keep an eye open for as well. So what do you have for us first?
First up is a book called, and I have it right here, 56 Days. And ever since the pandemic started, I've been waiting for the first fiction book to kind of capture this real life horror story to come out. And this is it. This comes out on August 17th. It's by Catherine Howard Ryan. It's about a young woman in Ireland, in Dublin, in the early days of the pandemic, right before the lockdown. She meets the perfect guy in line at the grocery store. They start dating and make a very impulsive decision to ride out the pandemic together after only dating a few weeks. So as anyone who's seen any episodes of Dateline knows, no one's ever as perfect as they seem, especially those perfect meet cute kind of guys in the grocery store. So they move in together, they're locked down together, and 56 days later, one of them is dead in the shower.
Ooh, I love it. So you didn't even, just by saying somebody's dead in the shower, there's still so much more to learn from that too, huh?
So much more. And the whole time it's like, is anyone who they say they are in this story? I mean, there's lots of secrets to come. Skeletons come kind of tumbling out of the closet once you dig into it. But it was really good. And it's the first book I've seen that really takes the pandemic and uses kind of the horror of it against the horror of murder and mystery. So that was great. And then another book by a UK writer that kind of changing gears was a book called Ghost. And it's by a writer named Dolly Alderston. This is her first fiction book. And one of my favorite literary characters is Bridget Jones, for sure. And the main character in this book reminded me so much of her. She's someone I wanted to hang out with and be friends with. So she's an early 30s cookbook author, lives in London. She's happily single. Meanwhile, all her friends are partnering up, getting married, having babies. And her best friend is this hopeless romantic who just wants Nina, that's the character's name, to find love, convinces her to go on a dating app. And right off the bat, she meets this perfect guy. And the title's called Ghost. You can guess what happened. After dating a couple weeks, she gets ghosted. So it's all about, but really it's about, she's haunted by some other things in her past. It's about her dealing with aging parents, seeing her friends kind of go off in different directions. It's super relatable, and but it's so witty and laugh out loud funny. And I just fell in love with it and the main character. And I think it's one of the best books I've read all year.
Last but not least,
this is called We Were Never There. And I literally read it in 2 days. It was the kind of book where any break I had, I would sneak 15 minutes in because I just couldn't wait to get back to it. But it's a story about two friends who meet in college, best friends. They go on, they save all their money to go on these exotic trips together every year. On one trip, a very bad thing happens. A year later, the same very bad thing happens. I don't want to give it away.
Finally, what should we be keeping our eyes open for come September?
The one to watch for me this month is called Cuckoo Cloud Land. And it's kind of a cuckoo title, but it's written by Anthony Doerr, who wrote All the Light We Cannot See, which was a huge book that just resonated with so many people. And this is his follow-up to that. So a lot of people are going to be watching it, but it's a book that takes place along 3 different timelines, from the 1500s to present day to 100 years in the future. And so it's just this tale that's woven together. It's kind of dense, it's kind of complicated, but the writing is beautiful. And if you loved All the Light We Cannot See, I think you'll want to check it out.
And as always, you've provided us with a nice list that we can put up on our website for everybody to check out. But also, people can come see you at buzzgirlbooks.com and stay up to date on all of your best reads. And Liz, thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy reading.